All right, anyway, yeah, turbo. Here it is. S15 turbo. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Let's do a little comparison real quick. Okay, now we're gonna start putting this thing together. All right, so you can reuse these bolts from your T28. That's good. Make sure they're good. Make sure the threads are clean. Center that gasket as best you can. And then that's it. I'm doing kilograms per centimeter. We torque these down to 140. I believe it's 130 to 160 is the spec in the book. So you need a restrictor because it's a ball bearing turbo. You need to restrict the amount of oil that's being fed to it. I'm going to put some thread sealant on this anyway. It's pretty much pointless because it's going to burn off, but it'll at least make me feel a little bit better. There's no crush washer for this. It's going to bottom out before the nut part even touches. Now be gentle with it because these fittings are aluminum, so it will strip. Alright guys, so I thought I was possibly going to get away with running the stock turbo lines, well at least some of them. You obviously can't use the oil feed because, I mean, you need a restrictor, so. But I was going to attempt to try to use the stock coolant lines, but one, there's still shit in here I can't get out, and two, they're not going to fit. The rear coolant line will probably fit no problem. This one is going to be a nightmare to try to get around with the compressor housing. I just fit it up on a spare block we had. I'm not going through that. We might as well just use these coolant lines. I really hate that they're red and blue, but I mean, it is what it is. We have no choice. Put this here. And then mount the turbo. Perfect. Tighten this one down.
Okay, so obviously Frankie is in Arizona, and now I have to clean up after his mess. So here's the old turbo. I'm going to take these OEM studs off and transfer it onto the clocking kit right here. Studs, all turbo. Got them out. Now we're going to transfer them to the clocking kit. These are going to go right here. Transfer over the studs. We also, a little pro tip, you want to double check. See how it's protruding a little bit? So you can either find the better studs than these, or just shave that down a little bit. Make sure it's flush. Last thing you want is a vacuum leak. What's the torque spec? I have no idea. Tight is tight. Frankie's probably going to yell at me after he hears that. It's down. No need for RTV because we have a fresh O-ring on here. So all I gotta do is put this on, like so, like this. If you don't have those rubber intake covers or coupler covers, whatever, take a piece of paper towel, stick it in there. Don't forget about it. This is just to prevent you from dropping a fucking bowl, a washer, dirt, debris, whatever. Let's try to prevent that. This is a new turbo. Alright, so now, got the other piece of the clocking kit. Look for the faction logo. Make sure it's visible. You want everybody in the world to know that you bought a faction piece, not KBD. Got your 3 bolts here, Allen key, hex bolt, whatever. This is a size 4mm. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these. So if you are using OEM hardware, we actually have shorter ones. You see there? See it? The problem is these go through here, and when you go to bolt this down, it actually ends up hitting the turbo housing, so you actually need shorter bolts. So we got those right here. Everything's inside. Okay. Gotta focus on the coolant lines. So these are P2M stainless braided lines. Unfortunately, this one, the straight to a 90 is gonna go right here. But on a T28, this is in the way. So I'm going to do my method. So first things first, what you want to do is right here, little C-clip. Just want to take that out. Don't want to lose this thing because you'll never find it again. And I lost it. Got it. You want to take this rod out. Just gonna pry this back a little bit, lift up. Okay. Nice and easy. Then you're going to want to see how this bend comes down this way. So what you want to do is you want to rotate it upwards like this. Just do it nice and slow. You don't want to damage the diaphragm inside the wastegate solenoid. Okay, nice and easy. Now you're going to put this back on. Alright. Like so. Okay, make sure that's nice and flat. Get your C-clip that I previously dropped. Put it on there like this. Get a pair of pliers. Boom. Done. Now we have plenty of room, as you can see now, for this. So, we got our coolant line. Now we're going to install it. Let's see if you guys can see it over here. There's a heater core pipe back there with a little tiny port that this goes on. Okay, that's tight. Alright. So, lines in. This is going to go somewhere here to the turbo, like that. Let's put the other coolant port thing on. And no need for Teflon. You can put Teflon if you like to, but this has a crush washer, so it'll be alright. Now, the purpose of this is that you want to do as much as you can before the turbo's on, because once the turbo's in here, there's not a lot of room. And like me, I got fat arms, so I can only do so much. Oil feed banjo. So, crush washer first. Okay. Next, your banjo, or whatever you call this. And the other crush washer. Put this on, put it on facing up. Okay, that's pretty tight now. Straight up. Now let's put the turbo in. Alright. Got the new turbo set up. Just make sure stuff is out of the way before you put this thing in. Got a new exhaust gasket on. And then drop this puppy in. Almost there. Okay. Alright, so the outside coolant line. I'm not sure how you guys route them or what you've tried, but with the factory P2M line, this is the best way it fits without any tension. Now, if you go under the inlet, there's way too much tension on here, which give you premature wear, and it could potentially break the line. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take this line off actually. We're going to replace it with this vibrant 45-degree hose and then go under. That way it looks a little bit better, and the fitment will be better also. So. Alright, so installed our 45-degree AN fitting. This is going to be a lot easier and better once it's in. It's going to be more hidden compared to having a straight AN. So let's see how it fits. Alright, so we got our coolant line on with the 45-degree AN. A little bit better. It's a little bit more hidden now once all the piping's here. You won't see it as much as opposed to having the hose go above the inlet tube. Alright, so we got the other coolant line on. Now we're going to focus on the second one. This one also kind of sucks too, the way it's positioned. Oil drain. This is kind of a pain in the ass to do because it's just a pain in the ass. OEM oil drain hose on with new clamps, all nice and tight. Coolant lines are routed, and then our oil feed is also on. All that's left is the piping and exhaust, and see how she sounds. Alright, all the lines are tight. I'm going to start reassembling the top part of this install. That's pretty much the install of the T28 turbo. Not really much to it. There's a couple small things left, just bleeding the coolant, double checking the oil, and it should be good to go. Thanks.